Okay, indeed. Thank you very much for being with us, and welcome if you are just arriving. We're looking at the situation. We started out, it's a sporting situation, but it also has diplomatic overtones. The Confederation of African Football, following treatment meted out to Nigerian visiting players, has, and complaints from Nigeria, has put some very stiff sanctions on the Libyans, both their sports, their own confederation, and all of that. But the latest news we're hearing is that following the intervention of Libya's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Abdel Hadi Al-Houaji, they have, CAF has looked at it again, and they have cancelled, those sanctions. So Libya will be able to play at home in their own country for their own nationals. I just mentioned something that we have not been able to say. I just said that Libya's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Abdel Hadi Al-Houaji, has intervened. Now, we can't say that our Minister of Foreign Affairs has intervened, even though he well might have. But it goes back to something that I think the presidency said, and that we have referred to here as a winking in the dark syndrome. You can't, if you're winking in the dark, you must let people know that even though they can't see, this is exactly what's going on. And the president had said that he has, enjoined all the ministers to take to Nigerians everything that they are doing. Now, as I said, I was being careful, because we don't know the extent to which the foreign ministry has gone, but it hasn't been reported back to us. And that's the problem, that's the point that Jacob Pele, policy development and advocacy expert, has been making. If they are doing anything, because Nigerians feel emotional about themselves, about their compatriots anywhere in the world. So whatever has been done about this sanction, we don't know, but we do need to get an official position. For instance, it might have seemed that Nigeria was assuaged by the measures that were put down. But now we're hearing that they've been withdrawn. So, but more importantly, it's about taking care of Nigerians wherever they are, their safety, their integrity, their respect, respectability. Even as Nigerians are also being told very forcefully from home to respect the laws of wherever they find themselves, Brother Jake.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Flurry. You see, whether it is
it's a network issue. I'm hoping that it will resolve itself in another second or two. It's a network issue, but we can still take phones. So go ahead and call in on this whole matter, how you see it. The confusing part is that we don't know. We cannot imagine that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is just sitting on its hands. So we can't imagine that is the case. But
Brother Polari, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Please continue then. Continue. There was a time when you went away. Please continue then.
Oh, no. Okay. So like I said, the first solution is this diplomatic engagement at the lowest and the highest level. Second, which is something that should be activated every time we have this kind of issue. The consulate itself needs to establish and activate support and legal assistance, for the citizens within that country. The present ambassador, the ambassador of Libya, if he has not done that, should do that immediately.
Exactly.
Because most times, I've been in countries where you reach out to the consulate there, they say, oh, leave us, we don't know. And they even complain openly, we don't have money to run, we can't help. That should stop.
It really has to.
The consulate must switch.
It has to.
Yeah,
let me bring on Oladele, who has called in from Abeokuta. Okay, I just lost Oladele there. But to go back to this point, that I don't know. We can't all have missed it. We haven't heard a statement from the Foreign Affairs Ministry. And this is what Nigerians would have expected, so that we know. It would just be in addition to what we are being fed on the newspapers. For instance, not very many Nigerians, unless they are die-hard football fans, perhaps, will be aware of the fact that Libya has withdrawn. Not Libya, the CAF has withdrawn, one or the other, if not both, of those penalties that were imposed as a result of, one, the way that whole Libyan debacle was presented to them and the way they were able to represent it back to CAF. But it is for these kind of reasons that the presidency has said that let the ministers let the citizens know what is going on, what they are doing in their ministry. It's not all about trade, as important as that is, trade and business, but also matters that affect nationals in this way. Joel in Ondo State, are you there? Is it Joel? Joel in Ondo State, I think I missed you. I lost you as well. Did I drop? Did that call drop?
I'm listening. I'm hearing you.
Okay, Joel, go right ahead. Quickly, please. Go right ahead, Joel.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling in.
Good morning, Okanyeri.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling. Go ahead.
What is there is that we don't approach things the way they're supposed to be. Thank you. Sport is not politics. Why did Libyans try to punish Nigerians for sport?
I heard you. I heard you.
Sport is not politics. So the problem is that Nigerians should be careful wherever they are going. All right.
Yeah.
But because this Libyan government, they know that Nigerians also, Libyans are there here in Nigeria. Why should they be trying to punish Nigerians because of sport?
Indeed. It is a question that we should be able to get some clarity on. And as we are saying, Joel, it's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that is best placed. Maybe if he doesn't want to come out directly on the matter, let it route it through the Ministry of Sports. I don't know, whatever. But it does seem to be a diplomatic affair. And Jacob Quello at the top of the program sort of gave us an overview of where all of this started from. Where all of this started on the innocent pitch of a sporting competition that has now, gone beyond that. So there were even issues of sportsmanship, good sportsmanship and all of that. But I don't really, and this is the confusing part that Jake is highlighting, we don't really know where exactly we are in this matter because we need to have an official voice on it. Certainly the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will know. We do have a minister in that position. We have not heard from him, but we have heard about the Libyan Minister of Foreign Affairs and international cooperation, a gentleman called Abdel Hadi Al-Huwaji. He has weighed in on behalf of Libya, so much so that reportedly those sanctions have now been either reversed, if not totally, either reduced or totally dropped. So Jake,
Brother Falari, this, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Look, my brother, let's be honest, this nonsense must stop. Do we have to wait for Libya to appeal that the penalty they gave to them should stop before they know that they don't have to mistreat us? We are not responsible for that decision. So I'm not impressed. Them going public to say that that the penalty have been waived. We are not responsible for the penalty. We didn't.
We weren't.
Institute the penalty. So
exactly.
It's not impressive. But let's talk about what we need to do now as solution.
Okay.
Now there are people, I'm sure, they are either going to repatriate. We need to also activate from the foreign ministry the repatriation and rehabilitation program, so that when these people come back, they can find some level of succor and opportunity to start rebuilding their life again. It's also very important here and pertinent to say, and I can make you that promise, that immediately after this program, I know someone who can reach the minister. I would try and reach him and ask them to tell them to even come here on your program, at short notice and explain what they are doing so that we don't wrongfully accuse them,
Yeah.
But one point that every caller kept making here is the issue of public awareness campaign. Whenever these issues happen, whenever this type of thing happens, we shouldn't treat it with levity. The foreign affairs or even the diplomatic mission should immediately activate a contact line or somebody that we can contact and say, what is the situation? Where are we? What are you doing to address the issue? And so on and so forth. Okay. I think there's also another point that I would like and that's the point
I beg your pardon. May I just gently interrupt again there because another caller has come online. Mazi Okoroafo, good morning to you, sir.
Yes, I'm also come from honest. Good morning, sir. Good morning, guest in the studio. You see, in Libya, we cannot threaten to deport or not to deport. One, any Nigerians that are passing through Libya, going to Europe, they are passing through Libya. And many of them are generating revenue for the economy of Libya. So there are two things which Libya should understand. That Nigerians are the people that is making the economy to grow. All those people that they carry in their vehicles and do any other means, is it not using the economy to the government or those living on those borderlands? Now the question is, it is time for us now that we decide exactly what we want. Because if in our country, we cannot sit down here, do the needful, and forget about these other countries. Because if Nigerians have been settling down here and develop the economy and make sure that we move forward here, whatever we have, we manage it. And stop depending on going to all these nearby countries. All these things will not happen. Because many Nigerians go to do all these miniature jobs to follow that route to go to Europe. And some of them will settle in Libya for some time before finding their way to them. In the process of settling down, they will do miniature jobs. These are graduates in Nigeria. They are supposed to find something here and do, and at least the even though it's our stipend, it will help them. But they go there to degrade themselves. That is why you see Libya. Libya is a small country, just maybe like Lagos or Ibadan. And it's because what they are doing. Is it because of the match? How can you carry Nigeria and enter Benghazi from Tripoli to Benghazi? Do you know the route to Benghazi? Benghazi road from people to Benghazi. It's a very terrible road. And that Benghazi, when Gaddafi was captured, was transferred, you do not through that Benghazi, through that tunnel. You should know how terrible that Benghazi is. How terrible, all bad animals on that earth. And there are not people satisfied that the people just gave them management and discussed comfort that they feel because they came to Nigeria. No. Nigeria should sit and forget about Libya because we don't need anything from them. Because we told that place to go to Europe. That is why you see them making all this noise. Because Nigeria will go there, settle down, be all this miniature. That's what they see happen. Is it the school that is there or what? Since the death of Gaddafi, that is the collapse of Libya. So they shouldn't be making one noise because they should go and do for the colonial master that threatened and kept them to that condition. Not to be coming to Africa to go for succor. Good morning.
Good morning, Mazi Okoroafo. A bit angry this morning. It does that to you.
Everybody should be, Falari. Everybody should be. This kind of situation brings out the best in us as it relates to patriotism. Unfortunately, like you rightly said, even when the president is doing the needful, his lieutenants, those around him, are not helping to project what they are doing so that we will know not just sit down to complain. But I think there's one very important point that I want to make.
Sure.
There's a need for the diplomatic mission in Libya and the foreign affairs, including the Diaspora Commission, to explore the opportunities of using regional countries, that we have bilateral cooperation, using them as an exit point for some of these people that are going through, is because some of them, they pick them on the streets, you know. Others, they come to their house, knock on their door, and just pick them. It's a very chaotic situation, you know. So is there any way we can, while we are making all the efforts to get them out or make sure that they don't kill them, which they do in most of their prisons,
Indeed.
you know, let's also use the regional countries that we have bilateral cooperation as an exit strategy for some of them. But something has to be done, and something has to be done quickly. Libya is just one case too many.
Indeed. We have a call coming in from Shagamu, but we didn't catch the name. Are you there? Can you hear us in Shagam?
Yeah, Mohammed for Shagam.
Mohammed. Okay, good morning to you, sir. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, Uncle Yori, and good morning to our guest.
Thank you.
I quickly want to add that, first of all, we should be able to determine. Hello?
We can hear you. Please continue.
Yeah, I think we should be able to determine what our people doing in Libya. Because, first of all, I schooled in Libya in the 80s to 90s, and I know that apart from, even when Gaddafi was there, Nigerians and Ghanaians are never involved in anything lawful in Libya. So first of all, we should be able to determine what are the people that call themselves Nigerians are doing in Libya today. So we should be able to get that. Secondly, I think the best for us, I remember when one of the social assistants on the platform, one Sheikh Madini or something like that, he mentioned this thing about going to Libya. He used his own brother as a case that people should know where they are going to. There is nothing good about Libya. So we should let our internal foreign ministers, all these things, they should let our people be aware of, even if you have to Japa to a place that your life will be secured. Rather than going to a place whereby you will risk your life for nothing. A lot of people have died on that route between Nigeria and Libya.
Yeah.
Going from Niger, Algeria, through all these, a lot of landmines along those routes between Libya and Algeria. Most of our people have died. Please let the government, let people be aware of where they are traveling to because of their own security. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohammed, for calling in and also letting us know that Libya, where it is up there. If anybody who recalls the African map, between Libya and Spain, there's only 300-400 kilometers distance, and Spain is in Europe, and a lot of people are working it out that once I'm in Spain, I'm in Europe. I'm going to make my way. That is, I think, the immediate sort of concern for most of these people, and that's the promise that is being made them. But Mr. Mohammed just pointed out there that what exactly is it about Libya? Do people, all those people making a beeline trying to cross the desert into Libya, are they aware of what the benefits are, and what the perils are as well? I think we just keep their eye on the fact that Libya is 300-400 odd kilometers, and people will just look at 300-400 odd kilometers between Lagos and Ibadan. How many kilometers is that? Okay, this is a doable affair. Let's go. It's not like that. So somebody was just appealing for information to Nigerians herself.
Well, Brother Fulani, absolutely. Every diplomatic mission in every country keeps track of countries that they will warn their national not to go. They are restricted countries. There was a time that American government looked at Nigeria as a place that Americans shouldn't come, So there's that. They do that as regular practice, How many times have you heard our foreign ministry telling us that Libya is in a no-go area? They won't. However, like the last caller said, we cannot allow those who have already made that mistake to become an endangered species.
Yes.
And become something that the country will take advantage of. Whether they are whether they've done the right thing or the wrong thing, they are Nigerians. That's one. Number two,
Yes.
that's not an endorsement that they should do the wrong thing. But however, you cannot say somebody had done a wrong thing until you have proven legally, going through the legal process to say this person is guilty.
Indeed.
No one is guilty until that person has been guilty.
A thorough investigation, as you have been saying. You know, maybe our final caller today is Prince in Abuja. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Go right ahead, please.
Good morning to you, Uncle Yori, and good morning to your guest in the studio.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Yes, I would like to state that these issues we are having, it calls for sober reflection as citizens of this country. Because when we look at the way we're being treated, not just by the whites, which is the Western individuals, but rather from our own black brothers who are residing in our neighboring countries, it begs to say that we as a country, where have we gotten it wrong, that we don't command respect and value for ourselves as individuals? Because looking at the mineral resources we are blessed with and our population, which is our strength, we as a country are supposed to leverage on this to make our country worthwhile, why we attract outsiders into our country to come and work. We should be seeing Libyans coming into Nigeria to work because things are working for us, not the other way around. They don't have the population, they don't have the mineral resources like we do. So what is the problem?
Yeah.
So everybody that needs to sit up and do the needful to put this country at the forefront of growth should actually work on it. Because it's really, really pathetic. It's really, really pathetic. We are not talking about our brothers who are dying on the sea, just trying to cross over to a foreign land to seek greener pastures. We're not talking about our brothers in the foreign Western world that are being maltreated, given a lot of odd jobs that they will not ordinarily do in Nigeria, but they are doing it there just to survive.
All right, then.
So we need to make our country work, not just for ourselves, but for our children that are coming after us. Thank you, and do have a
Thank you
great
very
day.
much, Prince, for calling in on that matter. In fact, we've completely run out of time now, Brother Jake, but I want to thank you for coming and highlighting this matter. And we do need to be hearing from the Foreign Affairs Ministry. This is exactly what Mr. President said to all of the ministries and ministers. Let Nigerians know what's going on, what you are doing, because they are working, I can only imagine, and I think it will be a safe bet. But then the next step, they sometimes, fall short on that, coming out to the public and letting us know. So, Brother Jake, I want to thank you for highlighting this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Let's put bilateral relation or relational pressure on everybody concerned and demand for the release of those that have been arrested.
Indeed.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you very much. Jake Ekpele, Policy Development and Advocacy expert. So we'll leave it there for now. Do please join us tomorrow for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folare. Bye-bye for now.